I am embarking on finding a PhD. When I started looking for a PhD, I felt really overwhelmed. Despite all the advice I would find online from my professors, friends, family, it felt like this impossible task. So I decided to document it, not knowing at all what the outcome would be. I decided to make the video I wanted to have to relate to during this time. So whether you're just starting to look, or you're halfway through, or you're finished your PhD, or whatever project, big or small, that's going on in your life, I hope this video can bring some amount of comfort and guidance. Good luck to all of you that are just beginning, and for that matter, at any stage in any process. So I've now just sent 2 emails to some French research people. And yeah, hopefully they'll get the ball rolling and I'll start sending some more emails and lots of fun stuff to come. We love looking for PhDs. I'm very tired from doing so many applications and emails and researching and stuff, so I'm off to the beach, even though it is disgusting weather, but I need the refresher of going into the sea. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure if I am gonna go in the water. It's so cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. I'm actually going to try and go in the ocean. The sea is actually okay. It's more about when you get out. I bet this is what you came for the PhD content. But it's all part of the adventure, guys. Honestly, that wasn't too bad. It didn't stay too long because there's a lot of seaweed that was being moved around a lot with all the waves, and one of them hit me and I got really scared and I screamed, and I hope no one heard me. In this video I'm basically I just want to like share my journey of looking for a PhD because I find it difficult. Like, I'm honestly like, I've said like twice already, it's very PhD level. I find it quite stressful. It feels like there's so many things online that say how to find your PhD, but it doesn't really tell you how to find your PhD. It's not the same as looking for a course anymore. It's not like looking for a master's course. It's not like looking for a bachelor's course. You don't just go on the university and there's like, you can do this, this or this. You just have to apply like this and there we go. No, like you have to find people who do research that you're interested in, and that takes a while to actually find those people. And then once you do find those people, you've got to try and get in contact with them. Maybe they're not even available to supervise PhDs, and that's a whole ass process. I kind of already went through it a little bit last year because I thought I wanted to do my PhD straight away, but then I decided to take a gap year so that I would have more time as well to find a PhD. At the moment I'm looking for a PhD in France, hopefully in Paris, because that way I can live at my dad's, so here where I am now, and I'm also close to my boyfriend that way, which is also a factor. I do want to come back to France anyway. That was something that I wanted to do anyway. I wanted to come back to Europe. I didn't want to stay in England particularly. If I have to, then I have to, because there are some PhDs that I was interested in last year that I was looking at, which is also something I'm going to have to look back into, but I think we'll leave that till October or something. Because right now I really want to focus on looking for PhDs in France. What I've done so far is I panicked a lot. I basically tried to follow the same process as I did last year, looking at English universities, except that in France, I found the university websites really difficult to navigate. And what I ended up finding, this thing called theses.fr. And so you can look at all the PhDs that are in preparation or that have been done. So I just searched the keywords I want. So I want to do my PhD in mathematical biology. And so here we go. I've got a ton of PhD theses. Once I'm on this page, I usually put the date de soutenance means survivor day. Here it's on 2012 to 2022 or before 2012 to 2022. I put the date more like 2015, 2016 just because I'm worried that if I'm looking at theses that were a long time ago, then that might not be the area of research that they're really into anymore. Okay, so this one looks interesting. Understanding cell dynamics. So I've got the title, okay, interesting. Then I'll just read the summary. So they have it in English and in French. I check out the university that it's at. So this one says it was at Université Paris-Saclay, so in Paris, great. More importantly, I look at who supervised the thesis, and so that's how I find people. So this one is supervised by this person. So it says that she wrote this thesis and she's directed these other theses. Then I go and look her up. So let's do that. Okay, so she works for INRIA, which is a laboratory that I've heard of. And so then I just look at information, so research interests, and I look at if these research interests align with mine. See, this isn't really the kind of thing that I'm interested in, so I know that this isn't going to be a route that I want to go down. So that's that, and then I'll just move on to the next one. Something else that I can do is I can, here on this side, on the left, I can narrow down the universities. And oh, I didn't even notice that I could do this. Okay, that makes it better, because sometimes when I look up mathematical biology, I get some theses that are biology. I'll look at it, I'll be like, oh my god, this sounds so interesting. And then I go and look more into it and they're biologists. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I'm not a biologist. Yeah, great website. That's how I found a couple people that I then emailed. So once I find some people that I'm interested in, I'll then go email them. And yeah, hopefully they contact me back. So far I've had contact with 2 people, but essentially it's one person because they're linked. I just sent them a follow-up email yesterday actually, because they said they were going to think about some projects, but they didn't get back to me. The other thing that I've been doing is, so the guy that I've been in contact with, I asked him what was the best way to find a PhD as well, because originally he said, oh sorry, we don't have any funding for 2022, and I replied saying, oh no, I was asking for 2023, but also if that's still not possible, could you let me know what the best way is to go about finding a PhD? And he was like, oh right, okay, I thought you were asking for 2022, that's fine, we can talk about projects then. So that was cool, but then he also answered my other question. And so he gave me a ton of links, which was very useful. So really the takeaway here is just email, ask people, because it really helps. Even I remember last year when I started emailing people, that's when I really started getting excited about it. It just really helped. Like they're just really friendly. They want people to do PhDs, of course they do, because not everyone's going to go ahead and do a PhD. It's a pretty hard thing. So they want people who want to do PhDs. They want you to succeed. They want you to apply. They want you to come do research. They're excited about that. So they're usually really friendly. I've never come across someone that's been cold or mean so far. Touch wood. Oh, I forgot to mention something else that I've done is I've signed up to the math bio emailing lists. So I'm pretty sure that was something that someone told me to do. It's just the CNRS math bio list. Once you're signed up, you get emails about conferences and stuff, which I haven't attended any yet, but that's something I definitely recommend doing. I think it's a good way of staying in contact with the research world if you're taking a gap year like me, but even if you're still at uni, just sort of creating first contact with the research world.
A bright and sunny Tuesday morning, she puts
emails. So I haven't actually sent them yet, but I'm about to do it now. I've written all the emails. I've written like 7 emails today. I just get so nervous when I have to send them. It's like I'm making it reality and I'm opening up the possibility of rejection and not finding what I want to find, and like all these hours of work were for nothing. Of course it's never for nothing.
She sent her photo to an agent, a skinny man, a rare occasion, a chance to be great, a fortune to make.
Woo! Did it. Okay, so lesson, always put the year that you want to start your PhD in the subject of the email, because this has happened to me so many times with these emails, and this time I thought that I was being more precise because I actually put the year, but in the text I didn't put it in the subject, and the guy still was like, we don't have any PhDs available anymore. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm asking for 2023. So put in the subject the year that you're asking for, especially if you're asking quite early like I am in September. Well, I thought that by September, you know, they wouldn't think that anymore, but apparently so. I got an answer from one of the people, and he's saying, do you want to come to the laboratory and meet people? So it turns out he's actually retired, so he can't supervise me. This is why emailing just really helps. Like, as soon as you start emailing, you start to get the contacts. Like, this is how I felt every time that I've sent emails. It just makes everything better. It makes me feel very stressed, but on the whole, worth it. So just honestly, if you're feeling stressed about PhD hunting, just start sending emails. Just start getting into contact with people. Just go find people that you're interested in, send them emails. It really helps. They're always really kind. He's also asking me why I'm taking a gap year, which kind of made me stressed. I mean, I have reasons, like I'm gonna explain them and everything, and intentions, but it just stresses me out, obviously. I'm so scared that I'm gonna get judged for taking a gap year. Like, I'm so scared that people are gonna think that I'm being lazy, when that's like, that's not why I'm doing it. Like, I'm not a lazy person. I'm doing this as an act of self-care to myself. I like not buying into the hustle culture too much, because I do buy into it so much. But hopefully this will help people out there like me who want to take a gap year before doing a PhD realize that it is doable. I know a few people who are doing it as well. I know people who've done it. It's possible. Like, if you want to do it, do it. Like, if that's what your heart desires, then you'll make it work. So yeah, I hope that it brings comfort to any of you out there. It's almost like 2 a.m. I can't sleep because I'm so stressed about finding a PhD. It's all I can think about. I'm so overthinking everything that I've emailed, all the interactions I've had. I'm so scared that people are going to think that I am taking a gap year because I'm lazy. I just want to go to sleep. So today I'm going to visit a laboratory. I'm a bit nervous about it. I don't know how much I need to sell myself. So the funding that I was hoping to apply to, and that I thought I might have a chance with, because it's for people who haven't been in France for the past year, they're not doing it for 2023. So I'm feeling very deflated right now, because I was really hoping that that was going to be my way in, and now I don't know. Now I don't know where to look, and I feel like I really got my hopes up for it. And I mean, it's only been a week. As in, I found out about it like a week ago, so it's not like I've spent months on this thing, but still. The search for a PhD in Paris, or even just in France, continued with many ups and downs. The first realisation, which took a few weeks, was that I should have been looking at physics labs and not maths ones here, as what they considered to be applied maths in the UK turned out to be physics in France. All the work I had done now meant nothing. I had to start from scratch, so I turned to my professors from uni and asked them for any French names they had, emailed them and got a couple meetings, some of which went really well. I just had another amazing meeting, this time at Nice, so that's a different school, which is like an hour away, so it's a bit far, but oh my god, completely different type of research, so this is more theoretical, the other one was a bit more experimental. You know how I said that it clicked last time? This one clicked too. The guy was so nice, we like bonded and was skiing and loads of stuff, and so friendly. So, got some thinking to do, and I'm still talking to new people as well, so anyway, good stuff. I'm on my way to chat with some more people, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good fit because I think they're quite experimental, and I'm more of a theorist, and as much as experiments are cool, and I wouldn't mind doing a couple, I don't want it to be the centre of my work, but I'm just going to chat, find out. It can't hurt, and I think it's just good to chat to as many people as possible to get the best idea of the area, all the research that goes on. After meeting with a few people, I started to realise a couple things, particularly the biggest issue I had to face, which is that France likes to do things not only its own way, but a very specific way, and if you don't follow every step exactly the way they want you to, you're essentially fucked. The French system likes people who have done the French system. I, having left the French system at 18, am therefore not one of those people. You would think a little diversity would be welcome to creativity, but no, you have to have done 5 years of study and an internship, which is part of your study program within a research lab, which you would probably end up doing your PhD in after, and people are quite unwilling to work with you unless you've done an internship with them first. Why not do an internship now, then, you ask? But to do an internship, you must have a convention de stage, which is just this piece of paper your university signs for you, but that means you need to be in school, and as you know, I was not. Some people suggested doing another master's in France, but I really didn't want to do that, and I was done with undergrad and knew what I wanted to do, and knew that it was possible to do a PhD elsewhere without having to sacrifice another year. Good morning, it's another Monday morning. Monday morning is the morning where I send out emails, do some more PhD scouting. So today we're sending out some emails to some people that one of the guys that I contacted recommended me, and then I need to recontact a few people from Paris to ask them if they have any more contacts, and one person I also need to clarify some stuff with him. So that is the current status, just that I'd give an update. The other issue I encountered was that the research I'm really interested in didn't seem to be as popular in France as it is in the UK. I mean, for starters, it has a different name. Then, subjects that are biologically driven are mainly run by experimentalists, so not using the tools I want, and the people using the tools I want aren't studying subjects I find very interesting. Although I'd gotten excited from a couple meetings, the adrenaline quickly wore off, and I realised I wasn't interested in any of these projects, nor really the working environments. Things were getting very tiring at this point, so I decided to get back in contact with people from the UK I had spoken to the year before.